Hello everybody! So as you guys have known, I've been a thrift store junkie for a lot of my life, and a lot of times when my thrift stores have really cheap sales, I end up with some weird stuff, including but not limited to, I'm gonna hide him real quick. Okay. So let me first show you the things I got alongside the thing I'm going to be painting on today. Vintage Sculpey clay extruder. I'm going to do a video comparing this to a modern one probably. Weird scrapbooking stamps. My favorite ones out of these sets are a giant arch, and also this one that just says good for, and it's from 2005. I haven't looked into these yet. Giant canister of glass tiles and mosaic tiles. Have no idea. Closest thing I could figure out where these even came from, if this was like a store-bought thing, was German Amazon. And lastly, what I think is a kid's treasure chest. I don't know much else about this. I tried to Google Lens it. All I ended up with was finding a blog tutorial on how someone gave this a makeover. So I shall be doing that as well. But all of those are not even close in comparison to this creepy little dude. He is a vintage ceramic Nightlight. I don't know from what decade it went out, so if anyone knows when these were made, that would be very helpful. Because all I could literally find is what he is. There's another version of him that's like a piggy bank. And I know it was made in Taiwan. That is literally all I know about this little dude. But essentially he had a base with a light bulb that would go up in here. And I did also kind of put my phone light in him at one point to see how much of a glow it really was. It's both brighter and duller than I would expect. But anyways, he's kind of also terrifying. And I am going to be giving him a little bit of a makeover. I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to be doing. I really have two ideas. And that is turning him into a kind of Raggedy Andy style Vault Boy. I also thought maybe I could just cop out and turn him into Strawberry Shortcake. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more digging. I might really look at some designs of Vault Boy and just kind of see what fits. And then we shall slowly turn this guy into hopefully less nightmare fuel. So he started with a full coat of white, or at least an attempt at a white base coat. I don't know much about ceramic stuff when it comes to acrylic. I've only done it one time, and I maybe should have sanded him, but I didn't know how it would react with the already ceramic paint on him. And I, in the end, decided to go with Vault Boy because I tried to look at vintage Strawberry Shortcake stuff. I tried to get an idea for it, and nothing really worked out in my head for this design using Strawberry Shortcake. But Vault Boy, when I saw the idea of turning him into a Raggedy Andy Vault Boy toy, I absolutely loved it, and I couldn't get it out of my head, and it turned out so cute in the end. And I'm gonna be honest, I wish I had maybe this would have turned out better if I did the white in spray paint. I didn't have white spray paint or anything like that, or primer, or literally anything. I just grabbed my acrylics and thought this would work, to be honest, because I don't do this sort of thing very often, if at all. The only ceramic painting I ever really do is at Walt Disney World, and that's with kiln paints and whatnot. I've never really done painting over ceramic paint with acrylics, or at least what I assume is ceramic paints. I don't know anything about this little guy, but it took a lot of touch-ups. There was a lot of footage, to be honest, that did not make it into this video just because I was trying to be sensible with video length, and just with the fact that a lot of it was touch-ups and redos and kind of going back and forth with the paint, because it did just take so long to not only build up the colors but ensuring that things weren't peeling off. And that's where maybe I should have sanded it. Maybe if I used spray paint, if I could do this project over again, it would be a very different process. But in the end, he still turned out cute, and I'm really happy with it. I learned a lot from it, so if I did choose to do something like this again, I think I would go about it a very different process. it's just my brain has this bad habit of going into a project of just seeing something in my head or seeing something on Pinterest and going, I have an hour, I can figure out how to do this, and I will somehow figure this out. And especially when it comes to, I have a lot of art supplies, like I have a lot of materials on hand, so I try not to buy too many like new things specifically for certain projects. And so I went just like, I have this on hand, I have paint, I can clearly do this. um, uh, I don't know if it was because I used gloss paint for this project also is maybe why it was giving me issues. So I was using Apple Barrel gloss paint specifically for the yellow and the blue, but the white was not glossy. I thought I had white gloss somewhere, but I could not find it. And I ended up clear coating him with spray paint because I have like gloss, clear, just clear coat stuff. Because I didn't know how my deco art varnish would work in the end, but in the end it's like so cute. And the main details come out when I break out my newest art supply that I bought a little while ago, not specifically for this project, but once I add these details, it really to me screamed Vault Boy. And to be honest, when I reached this point of doing the hat, I was so worried. It's like it didn't look like Vault Boy until I added the details, because I saw the chunk of blue and I saw the gold and the yellow, and just like, this is giving Coraline on the back. It was giving Coraline Jones, and I remembered all the terrible things Neil Gaiman has done, and I just didn't I didn't like it. It very much hit the ugly stage very fast and for a very long time, especially with the fact that the yellow paint straight out of the tube was not opaque at all. The yellow took so long to actually build up and work on. And maybe in hindsight, I probably would have just left his skin tone the way it was, because I realized as I was mixing this paint and as I was doing this, and it's like, I realized he was basically the same color, but in the end I had to do it anyways because I basically put a white coat over the whole thing. But again, the added details does at least bring it to life a little bit, and I couldn't leave him white. And luckily, I didn't have as much issues doing the face, because the only thing glazed on him, ceramic paint-wise, is his eyes. Like, everything else was very thin paint, or like thin glazes, or maybe they weren't glazed, I don't fully know. But his eyes were the only thing that looked like proper ceramic coating paint, or enamel, I don't know the proper terms of the stuff. But anyways, I didn't have to be careful around his eyes. His hands gave me some issues because I couldn't remember what he looked like beforehand at this point, because I had given him a white coat a couple of days before I decided to actually add the colors. That way I had like full time to dry and all of that. I couldn't remember where his hands began and ended, and I had a little bit of a hard time with it, and it doesn't look the greatest, I will admit. But you live and learn. Like I said, I didn't really know what the heck I was doing, and this is just me thinking I could totally do this. And what ended up saving this project for me, what made me get out of the ugly stage and not hate this thing, was this new round brush set I got at a Amazon place in my town. I found this set of like 11 really fine liner brushes, detail brushes, round brushes, flat brushes, like just an 11-piece set I found for $1. And it saved my ass. It flat out did. Because I was able to actually clean up things properly. I was actually able to get the paint in the right consistency, the way I needed it. Because that was a whole other learning curve for me, is because I usually add a little bit of water to my paints, and that was a bad idea for a lot of this. And there we go. There's the blue eyes. I have the art pens out, and the paint pens helped so much. I was able to add the blushing detail, and I add some great things to the hat that truly make it say Vault-Tec and make it like say Vault Boy, and just really kind of actually amps up the fact that this is supposed to be. In my head, I was kind of thinking about the Fallout 4 nursery with Sean, because I was thinking, it's like, with all this stuff that Vault-Tec does, and there's Nuka World and all these cute little like mascots and whatnot, I feel like there would be a lot of toys, not just the bobbleheads, but toys with Vault Boy on it. And I was also thinking about like the Fallout show, and it's like they market the hell out of him. How would he not have like a rag doll? And I was really going for that like old school of like kind of what it would have been if he didn't have like the suit on. And it turned out adorable. My family still thinks he's creepy, but like he's kind of creepy cute. Like it's still kind of Coraline esque because of just the sheer amount of blue it makes me think of her blue hair, but also there's the small details that really, to me, make it say Vault Boy, and it turned out absolutely amazing. The patches turned out a lot better than I expected because I go over them with the paint pen. The yellow paint wasn't exactly what I was going for coverage wise, but when I added the paint pen to them, it added this nice little warm texture to the patches that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I tried to give him eyelids. It didn't exactly pan out. I kind of wish I didn't do that, but the blush was a good decision, and there's the patches. I do kind of wish I thought through them a little bit better, because they were kind of a spur of the moment decision, and I was really trying to add more detail with the paint pens. I tried to kind of like add wrinkles to the shirt and add definition, but it wasn't quite working out. The dark yellow that I had, for some reason, was showing up really beige on the shirt, and I don't know why, but I ended up giving up on it. And the shoes, I originally wanted to paint the boots with a paint pen, but my gray wasn't liking me either. It for some reason just wasn't going on the color I was hoping, so I ended up having to grab dark gray paint from my room because it just, for some reason, it was not showing up the color it was supposed to be. And see, there's that like gray, that marker was kind of just showing like an off beige color, but it added a nice warm texture to the patches that kind of made it, to me, seem just a little bit better, the nice details. And I ended up adding the Vault Tech logo and the font. I really wanted to add the gear to the patches, but in the end I felt like maybe it was a little too much, and I decided that this little guy is from Vault 111. I went back and forth. I was like, what vault should I do? Because I wanted to add the vault number detail, but I didn't really know how I wanted to do it. And I in the end decided that on the collar is so cute. Like it really kind of looks like a little company thing. Because I thought about adding it on the between the overall straps. Like that doesn't look right. It would be in the blue, not in the yellow. And in the end decided it's like, you know, on the collar's still not 100% match right, but it just adds a nice little detail, and it really makes it seem more like an official Vault Tech thing to me, of just making it so like you can have a little doll from your vault for your kid. Like let's say you have a kid in the vault, you could have this as a toy for him, and that way like he's from the same vault as you. And I really like that idea, and overall he turned out pretty great. As I said, I ended up coating him in kind of just spray paint clear gloss varnish. Even though there was already gloss paint, I just wanted to make sure everything was sealed and like safe, because I didn't want anything to chip. I didn't want anything to smudge or smear and whatnot, because I don't have experience with this, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I went back and forth. I was like, do I want to do matte? Do I want to do gloss? Did I want to like wait and get like super gloss or like something different? But in the end, gloss was the right decision. And I tried to add texture to the hat, something like adding that definition. It looks okay. In the end, it looks way brighter on camera, but in person, it doesn't really show up the way I thought it would. But I didn't want to go back and use like my detail pens, the paint pens, just be adding just a little bit of like scruff, a little bit of kind of wear and tear on him, and it ended up looking okay. I think it was just I didn't have the right shades, but it ended up at least looking decent. Like it did add that kind of vintageness I was going for. But I love him. I love him so much, and he is so dang precious, and I am so happy to show the final reveal of how he looks once he's clear coated and all of that. He is just, he's honestly the best thing I've ever done when it comes to like thrift store makeovers and like redo DIYs. He is my favorite thing. He truly is. And the shoes, they're just shoes. They're little boots, and I'm happy with him, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And now we're gonna get to the outro, Maddie, with the final reveal of Thrift Flip Vault Boy Ceramic. Are you guys ready to see him? This might be the best thing I genuinely have ever made. He's done. I absolutely, oh my god. I genuinely love this little guy. He's still a little creepy, but this is fantastic. I added some little patches here. I made sure to coat him with some spray paint, just like a gloss clear stuff that I have. I absolutely love him. This is so cute. I have another like little ceramic dog that I really want to paint into dog meat, like a Nuka-Cola sign if possible. But just this is precious. I absolutely love him. Was he a pain in the butt to paint? Yes. But this is so worth it. Like, this is... I'm going to be making sure to look at, like, every little ceramic thing at the thrift store now, because this is precious. I love him, and he's probably going to be sitting on my desk for, like, a while. Like, I have like other display stuff over here, but like this little guy, he's going like right over here now. He's living right there now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you want to see me do other thrift store stuff, if you have any other like ideas for it, like I said, I do have a ceramic dog. I have some other like wooden things I can paint on. I have this like old wooden shield thing that my boyfriend gave me that I've been wanting to do something with. I was gonna do there's a version of Cap's shield. I thought about painting that on it. I also thought about looking up like old crests, like medieval times, for something fun. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Consider subscribing to the channel, checking out all the links down below. And without further ado, I will see you all next time.